The MG Show. What real independent journalism looks like.
What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the MG Show. Right out of the gate, we got the United States of Q. Hey, guys. Sorry I missed yesterday's show. It was my 37th birthday and was busy at work. Oh, my gosh. Here's a little something I've been saving for you wonderful friends. Keep up the great work. Love the United States of Q. Thank you so much for that, and happy, happy birthday. We also had Sandy Star White drop a couple of gift subscriptions to the MG Show on Rumble, 17 Patriots for Truth. And I think we had another couple of other ones because we had some naked people in there, Shady Groove. We got some naked people in there.
Morning, guys.
Good morning.
Morning.
Oh, okay.
Where are you?
I'm here. Where are you?
I'm trying to get to you.
Okay. You got us?
Now I'm there.
All right. Welcome to the show, Shady.
Yeah. Struggle bus here. I'm getting there, though.
Okay. Gotcha. I didn't know if you want, just
couldn't hear
if you
you.
wanted to say hi to everybody.
Yeah, well, I don't want to just say hi. I want to explain how excited I am to showcase what we're doing here at the MG Show, which is standing in the middle of a absolute hurricane. Okay, you are the eye of the storm. Each and every one of you has to realize that you are the center of gravity now, and not just because you're supporting Donald Trump, because you're actually understanding the law as you support Donald Trump. Guys, listen, I'm sorry, but we are in a bad way here. We got a lot of people on our side that are either some of the dumbest people I've ever seen, or they are literally being paid by George Soros to act ridiculous in public, because no one in their right mind is going out there. No one who has any sense whatsoever of how jurisprudence works in America thinks that you can just go out and round up politicians. Okay. I don't understand what these people are saying. All of these people that are over there acting like, oh, well, they've got there's not been any political people arrested. Here's what they're saying. There's not been any political people arrested, and they're going to put us in jail whenever they get back in power. Let me explain something to you. The Democrats are not going to get back in power. Okay. You understand this. We're showing you time and time again examples of how the Democrats are 25%, maybe 30% section of this society. The majority of people are normal. 80% of the people want illegals thrown out. 80% of the people want the border defended. This is not a 50-50 issue. And so all these people that are out there saying this nonsense, Jeff, They keep saying, "Oh, nobody's been arrested. No, they're not arresting the police." You can't just go out and arrest Elizabeth Warren, okay? You can't just go out and arrest the federal agents that were in the FBI. Like these different things that you don't have the evidence against them to prosecute them for criminal activity. Okay? I'm sorry. And all the people trying to set up these fake expectations, Jeff, that's what it is. They're trying to set up fake expectations so that people can point at things as failures. People like Emerald Robinson, people like General Flynn, and all of these operators in the field trying to set a bar that is so high that it will never be achieved. Therefore, no matter what happens, no matter how much winning occurs, you're a loser. That's what they're trying. That's the game they're playing, and that's what they're doing to us right now.
And what they're hoping that you do by watching all this stuff that they say is going to happen that doesn't happen, like the overturning of the election, for example, huge. Trump called it out. You're going to be like, oh, I give up. I'm no longer supporting Trump because I'm frustrated because the psychological operators mind screwed you. Okay? That's really, oh, we're going to have devolution and he's going to come back. He's really the president right now. And he's not. And then you're going to give up. Do you see how it works? Remember when Donald Trump ran for office? He announced his 2024 bid for office, right? He said, hey, I'm running for president. All the Badlands media people are like, oh, man, I thought he was going to tell everybody that he was still president and roll out tanks from Mar-a-Lago to go capture the deep state. That's not what happened, guys. And then a lot of people fell for that crap and got, frustrated and left the movement. This is the whole goal, Shady.
Here's a little project for you. When you're reading people's comments on X and they say things like, there's no reason to vote. I'm not going to vote anymore. What's the point in voting? Go, whenever you see that person make that comment, go to their page and go to the search bar and type in Flynn or Jones and look at their feed. Look at their feed, and you will see that they are all people that sit there online all the time and repost this nonsense from these people. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to get people to not vote, just like what Lynn Wood was trying to do in 2020, trying to get people to not vote. And that's what their mission is. So if they could, just like Jeff said, if they could get you to throw up your hands and say, oh, what's the purpose? Then you won't do anything. That's the Democrat op against you. That's the PSYOP. I hope you're not falling for it.
And I also want to give you another update, Shady Groove. You're going to love this. Ramblo and friends, who says that he follows Q, said that Joe Biden was shot and killed in 2019. Here it is right here. Look. Oh, my God, Shady, look. And by the way, this is, replaced by mass clone, all that crap. It's total BS. It's an anonymous tip and millions of unvetted pages, zero evidence, zero verification, just fringe noise for mask and replace pumps and clout, guys. Guess who picked it up, Shady? The very radio station that Roger Stone is on, 77 WABC. Epstein files suggest Joe Biden was shot in 2019, and Biden, who was president 2020-24, was an actor. They picked it up, Shady. And they even picked up the same damn graphic. WABC radio. Look at that.
Yep.
This is stupid. And then you've got this is going viral on X right now. You guys are asshats.
Mm-hmm. Of course they are. It worked, didn't it? What they did worked. You see, this is generate clicks. This is like, the new Candace Owens. Okay.
And remember, Q kind of warned us about fake, infiltrators, fake decodes going viral via the mainstream media. And here's a perfect point, Rambo.
This is actually a perfect point. And then, okay, now let's continue this. So now the actor that's been playing Joe Biden is living with Jill.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So this person's got nothing better to do in the world, in life, than to sit there and sit with Jill Biden. You imagine being a human being, and your job is to pretend like you're Joe Biden all the time. You got to sit there.
Jim Carrey must be sick of Jill Biden.
I mean, you got to think that, that the crack is the crack is the perk, right? It's like, what is keeping this person in the house sitting there with Jill Biden all day?
Oh, my God. I mean, the rumors were that was Jim Carrey. I mean, could you imagine Jim Carrey hanging out with the Bidens all day?
And still doing it.
And still doing it.
You got to commit to your craft, bro.
This is the kind of crap and then they say the QAnon movement is behind that. Okay. Meaning us, but we know that there's no QAnon. I get it. Every time we say that, You guys don't understand that I fully understand what they mean by QAnon. It's a straw man made up by the mainstream news to make you and me look bad, okay? Because we actually researched the posts. So they take all the craziness of the crazy. Joe Rambo is a QAnon follower, okay? He's an infiltrated Anon. All of these people are. All of the Flynn networks are. It's just, and I'm sick of it.
They can't. Whenever you say that, to be clear, they came to this conversation to perpetuate narratives, not find any truth. These people are not looking for the truth. They're allowed to do whatever they want. They can have their show. They can do whatever. They're not really looking for the truth. The Q movement were people who were digging for the truth. That's who we were working with. And it's just like, Jeff, it's just like those actors that you would see way back in the day. You would hear these stories of the actors on the set. And even if they're like, walking to the bathroom, they're still acting like the person it is that they're emulating on set. Yeah. Right. So committing to your craft is very real. And so, I'm going to have to tip my hat to Jim Carrey. I mean, that is, I've short-sighted Canadians, I think. Yeah, that's commitment.
That's commitment, bro. I want to thank Yeti. I'm actually loving the new comments on the screen there. You can see them. We've got YouTube, Rumble, and it's denoted by the actual logo, right? You can see the red play button. That's YouTube. The green is Rumble. We've got Twitter hooked up. So if you're commenting on Twitter X, if you're commenting on Facebook, it shows up on the show stream right here, not just Rumble. Thank you, Yeti, for getting that done.
Isn't that cool?
Wow. And
look
it's
at
not
all
easy.
of us. We're coming together.
And it's not easy. Magic Woman, I want to thank you for the 5 subscriptions as well. Thank you so much for your support. And I'm glad we found a sponsor, right? You sponsored the show, you approved our ad, and you liked us. And I really appreciate that. And we like you too. And I know we're having conversations in the background. Stay tuned. So thank you for the 5 subscriptions there. Effectual Insurrection, Real Patriots Never Give Up, Only Sunshine Patriots, Screw the Corrupt Military Industrial Complex Spooks, and Black Pillars like FlynnFowars, Bannon, Stone, Wood. We knock them down one at a time. Rainbow and friends. Con. It's a con. These people are conning you, guys.
Well, they're not looking for the truth. They are doing the same thing as the mainstream media is doing. They're feeding you.
They're working with them, maybe.
Well, they're feeding you the talking points that are coming from on high.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't have any talking points. We come on here and we dig the way we want to dig. If Jeff is interested in something, I'll jump in there and help him. If I'm interested in something, he jumps in there and helps me. That's it.
Except when we go on field trips, I was a little reluctant, wasn't I? I'm sorry about that.
About what?
When we went on that field trip yesterday, I'm like, I don't want to go on a field trip.
Yeah, but you enjoyed it, didn't you?
I did. I did.
A nice little rerun around the circle of Jade Helm. You know that you had a little bit of nostalgia going on.
I mean, my God, was that 2008, give or take? Jeez,
yes, that was like pre-Obama.
Effectual Insurrection, wrap up smears, merchandise, the narratives, then get their buddies to pump in repost, just like the takeover of the media in Badlands, contracts, gatekeeping, spooks. Yep, there are spooky. And I can't read all of your words on the. I'm trying to be family friendly. Effectual, I love you, bro.
Well, it's interesting. It's interesting because I'm watching all of the way that they're attacking Dan Bongino.
Yeah.
This is what you have to do. You have to go look at what the shipwreck crew lady is saying about Dan Bongino and all of Badlands Media. The Rambo guys over there with all those people that came from Badlands Media. All these folks have an agenda. The QAnon Johns of the world. Oh boy, he turns on Flynn, then turns right back. Okay. This is a game for these guys. What I'm doing here is I'm not playing games with you. Yeah. Jeff and I are not playing games with you. We're not saying something today. We're going to say something different tomorrow, unless we show you how we came to that conclusion.
Yeah,
okay.
That's right.
Pointing to an email in the Jeffrey Epstein emails, okay, where someone was sending Jeffrey Epstein a bunch of nonsense that a bunch of idiots on Twitter are posting is not proof of anything.
So I want to just point out, and I'm telling you, Dan Bongino, watch out for the Flynn Network. Be careful of Dilly. I'm telling you right now, be careful of Roger Stone, because this is a Flynn Network post right here. Cucktard Slim, Cattard Slim. Dan Bongino uses his first podcast to bash the living poop out of millions of Republicans who expected him to expose what he promised to expose for years, while calling himself a badass, the podfather, and of course. But then you've got Flynn and Mike Lindell sponsored Emerald Robinson calling Bongino a bald Ben Shapiro. Shady Groove.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm showing you what the Flynn Network does. Okay, Anita McGroin, I want you got to warn Dan about these people and Dilly. Okay, let's review the sad career of Dan Bongino. I don't think he had a sad career at all, by the way. I think he's been very successful at what he did. He was successful in his first year and the year that he served under President Kash Patel and Pam Bondi, ultimately President Trump. He took a vax shot. I mean, what is that? I mean, okay, he took a vax shot. Okay?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my God. While having cancer, so he's not a critical thinker. Oh, okay. So because he took a vax shot, because he wanted to keep his job. Stop it. Always refused to discuss the 2020 election fraud on his show, so he got no guts. He's discussed it. He has discussed this. I mean, I don't even need to watch every Bongino show, but I know he thinks that there was foul play in the 2020 election. I mean, don't you? I mean, come on. He told you that Epstein killed himself. FBI lie. What if they actually have the FBI files and they know that he killed himself? I mean, there could be that, guys. Okay. He told you, and he's basically a bald version of Ben Shapiro. I mean, what kind of crap is that, Shady?
That's the kind of crap that you do to people that you are afraid of.
And I'm going to tell you this right now. Dan Bongino directly attacked their network. Their network of human traffickers are the cartels. They are the people that they brought in, the 300 and some odd thousand kids that they brought in, and we've got 145,000 back. That is your true network of pedophile, child trafficking, women trafficking, people trafficking. This is how they do it, okay? But they want you to look at the Epstein files, Shady. Those are the guys. No, they have to have people to do it, and the people that do it are being arrested every single day, and the rest will come. And guys, arrests are here.
Yeah, and let's also remember that Epstein is dead.
And he was arrested underneath the Trump administration. So was Ghislaine Maxwell.
That's correct. So you have perpetrators already incarcerated. Okay, the people that perpetrated, the people that paid people for quote unquote relations. Okay, different things that are coming out right now. I'm all for transparency. I'm all for all of this stuff coming out and everybody taking a look at it and digging into it. As a matter of fact, I've been digging in and found a couple interesting things myself. But we have to be careful, and you have to recognize, where's the email coming from? Where's it going? What's the context of it? It's not about finding something that you can sensationalize. Yeah. It's about finding out what is really going on in regards to whoever the hell you're talking about. Like all this stuff with Lutnick. I went on there and I started digging into all the stuff because they're flipping out about Lutnick being there. Well, he was Jeffrey Epstein's neighbor. He was like living near him, and Epstein talked about him all the time. And so there's tons of different places where they're like, oh, well, Lutnick did this or Lutnick said this. It's the exact same type of emails that are mentioning Trump. Okay. Yeah. So people are having discussions about other people within these emails. And the principal, let's say Lutnick in particular, is not part of this conversation going back and forth. These are people talking about him. Yeah. Because he's like a big financial guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And Dan Bongino is actually out there saying that there's a coordinated effort to damage the MAGA movement from the inside. And he's actually reposting and hanging out with one of the ones that are doing it. But he's looking like Scott McMahon is reposting Brendan Dilley. Guys, look into Brendan Dilley.
So sad.
They want to control the narrative. They want to cut Flynn out and keep Roger Stone in. Don't you get it?
Yes. And Dilly. I mean, whatever. Yeah. Everybody can do their own thing.
They can. And, I like Scott, but I don't agree with him on Tulsi Gabbard, and I don't agree with him on Brendan Dilley.
Yep.
I agree with him on Bongino. I like Bongino. I mean, we didn't like him for a while because we didn't know. And now he's coming out and he knows better. So I'm going to have to make some, start talking to some people, Shady.
Well, if Bongino's cozying up to Roger Stone at the core of this, that's not good either.
That's right.
I'll come out and say that, it's like, because that means that Roger Stone is feeding Bongino information. So, Bongino, I think Roger Stone is the one that inserted this article about Tulsi. Yeah. So, and then people go out and take this article and say, oh, well, the Wall Street Journal said this, and then it comes out that this article has no credibility whatsoever. just like we said, after they've spread it around for 3 or 4 days. I have full confidence.
And we were right again on that, Shady.
Yeah, exactly. I have full confidence in everybody that is in Donald Trump's cabinet. Okay. Is there people in the administration periphery that are around the cabinet that have issues? Yeah, there's a few of them. But are they doing anything that makes like this whole thing? Did you see the thing with Lindell posted about the DOJ attorney talking about calling Americans terrorists? Okay. That was people talking. That was people talking about Democrats and conservatives on that call. They're saying people trying to make demands of the Department of Justice are making terroristic threats at the Department of Justice. What is Ivan Raiklin doing? What is Ivan Raiklin doing if he posts a list of federal officials and their names and addresses and tells people to go after them? What is that? We're saying that these people that are going after federal law enforcement with their application, Jeff, if they're using an application to track down law enforcement with other people, that's against the law. So what is it that Ivan Raiklin is doing by publishing federal officials' names and addresses and pointing to them that they're on his deep state target list? He's not a government official. He's a vigilante making threats to federal officers. What would you call that if you were a federal attorney?
Yeah. Wow.
That's the position you need to put yourself in, guys. This sensationalistic crap it's too much to bear for me sometimes.
I know. It gives you a headache, doesn't it?
I have one. Yes. Thank you.
And I got you fired up a little bit, didn't I?
Yeah, it's starting to go away a little bit.
I told you I was going to get you fired up. You were a little rough in the beginning, but we got you going, Shady. Thank you. All right. I want to quickly talk about this. B, you need some soap right here. This guy is awesome. He found this. Look at this. No housing for ICE. So no housing for ICE. How about, so now they want people homeless? I mean, it's weird. Okay. So no housing for ICE. Hungry to do more. Join Sunrise movement, Shady. Look at these people. They want to dox people, ICE people that are at hotels. They don't want you to go to hotels to talk with workers because they could be punished, but they leaving slips of paper with the tip line link places the workers that will find them. Privately reach out to everyone you know that works at the hotels. Hotel workers don't feel safe around ICE, and they often ask us to hold wide awakes at their place of employment. Please do not scout Hiltons near you to look for ICE activity. So look at this is, in my opinion, illegal activity. Sunrise movement. I'm sure there's. Let me ask you a question, okay? And I did this to somebody that thinks they're a Democrat. I go, the No Kings protests and all that. Do they like billionaires? And she says, "Oh no, heck no." And I go, "Well, did you know that it was financed by Arabella Advisors and foreign billionaires and George Soros and Hans-Jörg Wyss? It's funded by." She's like, "Oh my God." And then, so her perspective is changing. So the Sunrise movement, Shady Groove. Radicals are still hunting ICE agents in Minneapolis hotels, banging pots, blasting rage against the machine at 2 a.m., mass booking, then canceling rooms to force closures. They're sabotaging Trump's border security and law enforcement. Their revenue, this is it right here, guys, the Sunrise movement. Look at them. This is them. They are often referred to as a left-of-center 501c4, Shady, environmental advocacy group founded in 2017. And the group endorses liberal and far-left Democrat Party candidates for public office and organizes alongside other activist organizations to support expansive radical environment legislation, and it terms a Green New Scam, deal. They want that deal because the foreign billionaires want it, you see? And they have this movement education fund legally named the Climate Plan Inc. It's out of Washington, D.C. This is them right here. And basically, their revenue exploded from $78K in 2017 to $2.4 million plus now, fueled by Soros-linked dark money, left-wing foundations. Tax-exempt status is not for groups obstructing federal agents and undermining sovereignty. Congress, IRS, revoke their 501c4 privileges. We need to starve the chaos. We need to actually cut the strings. No more tax break for anti-ICE extremists, Shady.
Man, I have a solution, Jeff. I think not should it be no housing. What we should do is we should be letting ICE agents have the house the illegal immigrant abandoned. So like the illegals have left, the next thing you know, that landlord gets a nice new ICE agent. So HUD comes in and says, okay, we're going to put the ICE agent in the house. Where are the illegals? I'm totally being tongue-in-cheek there, but essentially it is kind of what's going on right now. We're getting rid of all of these people, and all of the people that are, like these Airbnb people or these people that rent out, they buy, all these properties, these BlackRock or whatever. They buy all these properties. Guess who they put in them? Illegal immigrants. That's who they put in them. And also with the housing thing that's coming around right now, the Scott Bessent yesterday, a number of different points, guys. A number of different points that he made yesterday are going to be earth-shattering for the near future in the housing market. So hold tight, because the illegal immigrants leaving is a bigger blessing than you might think.
Shady, I mean, President Trump said it. If you didn't have the Democrat scams, in these blue cities, you wouldn't have a national debt.
That's true. Well, okay, and then we found out this year about the magic money computers, right?
Yeah.
They're just making up stuff. And now you see all this fraud that's going on in Minneapolis. They're just saying, oh, there's billions and billions. And now, what was it, like 20% of all of the claims are coming from LA for the healthcare thing? There's some like massive fraud going on with the healthcare down there, where they're saying like out of all the claims in America, they're all coming from this area, and there's all these elderly care. There's more elderly care in LA than Florida per capita.
California's taxpayer nightmare. Billions vanished into fraud, waste, and incompetence while real Americans suffer. $32 billion lost to COVID relief fraud. EDD paid out to scammers, criminals, and even foreign gangs. Okay, that's how they do it, guys. While workers waited months. $24 billion in unaccountable homeless spending. Homelessness up despite massive cash dump. No real tracking, no results. $18 billion on high-speed rail boondoggle. 0 tracks laid after years of promises and ballooning costs. Now Trump rightfully yanked federal funding from this scam. $2.5 billion in food stamps, CalFresh fraud and errors, high improper payments rates, risking billions more under new federal rules. $650 on a 9/11 system that never worked. $500 million flushed, now scrapped, pure incompetence. This is what happens when globalists, big government, Democrats run the show. Massive waste, zero accountability, and hardworking taxpayers. You foot the bill. Time for real oversight. This is a Trump post today. Look at that, Shady.
Look at that.
Look at that.
It's not a joke, everybody. People have kind of like been desensitized to this stuff. Okay, do you guys realize, if you're a little bit younger, whenever the two of us were young, no one ever even mentioned the word billion.
I know.
Billion wasn't even hardly ever discussed. Like almost no one was a quote billionaire, and all of the money that was in the system, like it was accrued, it was calculated in millions. They started talking about the word billion in the late 80s before anyone was really even mentioning it. Yes, somebody had a huge amounts of wealth, but you didn't hear about it. Okay, everybody in school wanted to be a millionaire. Think about it now. Yeah. Being a millionaire right now will barely pay your bills for half a decade. and by the way,
it's true, man. Oh my God.
Yeah, I want to jump back to the thing that we were just talking about, because with the Arabella, Sunrise, and George Soros and all of the funding, the Ford Foundation, by the way, everybody attacking the Ford Motor Company over this disclosure of the Ford Foundation's spending. Well, those two aren't connected anymore. I just want to let everybody know it's been since like 1972 since the motor company was connected to the Ford family that owns that foundation. But regardless of that, Warren Buffett is right there high and mighty on that list. Warren Buffett is the mentor to Patrick Byrne. Okay, so Patrick Byrne's mentor is the one that's out here defunding ICE, and then Patrick Byrne's Proud Boys are the one that are out here rotting in the streets trying to be the anti-Antifa.
And Patrick Byrne's Emerald Robinson is out there attacking Dan Bongino.
Yes, and Patrick Byrne and Sidney Powell had some sort of weird relationship right around the time of all of this different stuff.
And it was also Ann Vandersteel had a weird relationship with Byrne.
That's correct. They need some of Gavin's knee pads.
Real quick, Shady Group, we need the kids guide right now. We need to get on the kids guide. This is an amazing offer for you guys. Let me just accept and start. I have to log back in.
Oh my, it logged you out?
It did. Like it does that sometimes. Oh, let me do this one instead. Okay. Let me do this one instead. Okay.
All
Maybe
right.
it's a good thing. All right. They can freeze your accounts, shut off your cards, lock you out of your own money overnight. Banks don't protect you. They control you. As you know, that's why real financial freedom starts with ownership. Introducing the Rumble Wallet. Let's get ready to Rumble Wallet. A non-custodial wallet built for people who who refuse to give up control. With Rumble Wallet, you don't need to just buy digital currency like Bitcoin and Tether. You can own Tether Gold, real gold on the blockchain, guys. Through Tether Gold, you get direct ownership of physical gold bars, each one fully allocated, verifiable by serial number, purity, and weight. This isn't paper gold. This isn't an IOU. This is real gold, guys, without bank vaults, storage fees, or gatekeepers. You can buy, sell, or even move it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even when traditional gold markets are closed. And if you want, Tether Gold can be redeemed for physical gold. That's power, guys. And when you support creators on Rumble, you can tip them directly by using that Rumble wallet, peer-to-peer, and outside the banking system, guys. Okay? No permission, no middlemen, no cancel button. The wallet is yours forever.
Forever?
Yeah.
Hey,
Love
man. Remember the other day whenever I was complaining, I was telling you I had the pet peeve about can openers?
Yes.
Yeah, I've changed that. I have a different one. My pet peeve is now pens.
Oh, God.
Pens. You see these pens?
Yeah.
All of these pens are dead within 4 days.
Wow.
Within 4 days, all of these pens. So my pet peeve is they don't put any ink in pens anymore. Sorry about that. I just had to get one.
Real quick, Kimma says, looking at Sheriff Bianco for governor, he's awesome. Well, he's going to split the vote because Trump endorsed Abbott.
Trump has endorsed Abbott.
Yep. So I follow President Trump.
Yep. So I understand that there's some other, but we're going to support President Trump.
Bianco is California though, right?
Oh, I don't know. I thought you were just talking about Texas.
I thought
Bianco,
it was Texas.
Bianco is California.
Yeah, I think it is California. My mistake. I don't know. We need to see what Trump does with California.
But Trump was endorsing a bunch yesterday.
Yeah. Sorry, Kimma. I apologize. My bad.
That's good if we could get Trump to endorse him. I'm actually glad he's running.
Yeah.
I think I like that guy.
He's the one that caught the Flynn Network guy trying to bring guns into a Trump rally.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. There's no way Flynn's going to endorse that guy.
Okay. And Steve Hilton is running too. That's right, Kimma.
Hilton, the Fox News guy?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right. He talks like this as well.
Is he officially American?
I don't know.
I thought he was British.
Does it matter anymore?
Yes, it still matters, dude. I'm sorry. If you start saying that, then next thing you know, Juan is going to be your mayor.
I know. Well, Juan Carlos?
No, not that one, sir.
The Clintons are going to try to spin the facts, guys. Breaking news. Hillary Clinton asked for the the hearings on the Epstein files to be televised. On Tuesday, the 11th hour, their lawyers, Jonathan Skladany, whatever, and Ashley Callan said that their clients accepted the terms of the depositions. These terms are no different than any other deposition that we've held on this case, even with Republicans like former AG Bill Barr and Secretary Alex Acosta. Then they pretended that we were moving the goalpost when they received, along with the subpoena, the House deposition guidance that explicitly mentions video recordings. We are not going to debate the meaning of the word is. What does is mean, Shady? We're going to get answers for the American people, the full truth. The buck stops here. Here are the receipts. This is it right here. This is a Hillary Clinton post saying, for 6 months, we engaged Republicans in the Oversight Committee in good faith. We told them what we want to know under oath. They ignored all of it, moving the goalposts and turning accountability into blah. So let's stop the games. If you want this fight, Rep. Comer, let's have it in public. You'd love to talk about transparency. There's nothing more transparent than a public hearing cameras on. We'll be there. But, here is your lies. Again, Hillary. Has Hillary ever told the truth?
No.
Yeah. So they got the receipts, just showing you guys that it's just all crap. Bill and Hillary Clinton are mentioned more times in the Epstein drops than President Trump, period.
Yeah, but well, it's just all very interesting the way that they're now trying to showboat, because they had their person out there and trying to say, "Oh, well, we never resisted anything." And the reality is, the situation is that any person with depositions are being called in by Congress. This is not a televised event. Okay, the televised event would be the hearing that would happen after, if they would agree to come out and have both sides of Congress question them in front of the public. Again, Clinton's trying to get special treatment.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Wow. Geez. Breaking news. President Trump spoke with Savannah Guthrie and let her know that he is directing all federal law enforcement to be at the families and local law enforcement's complete disposal immediately. We are deploying all resources to get her home, to get her mother home, and safely. And prayers of our nation. The prayers of our nation are with her and her family. God bless and protect Nancy, President Donald J. Trump. Wow, that's a huge, sad story right there.
I tell you, that was a very interesting. Last night, she came out with her brother and sister and made a plea to whatever's going on. And, we were kind of under the impression that maybe some sort of ransom note had been initiated, but it looks like that could have been a hoax. Someone who had heard that she had become missing and had sent those that ransom with a random Bitcoin address to TMZ and the sheriff's department, which, it being a hoax, makes a lot of sense to me. The idea that it went to TMZ didn't make a lot of sense. And so the idea that it did go to TMZ makes me kind of think that it probably is a hoax. And so they're trying to determine whether or not these people really have her. But if she wasn't kidnapped, there was a little bit of blood at the house, and her watch disconnected from her pacemaker at a specific time that they kind of know. So it's all very
the wallet was not stolen. Their cane was left there.
Yeah, and she was elderly to a point where she had a pacemaker and she can't go day to day without her pain medication because she's in severe pain from a number of complications. So
she has a lot of things my mom has, Shady.
I know, and just imagine what would be going on if your mom couldn't get to her medicine for a whole day, so.
Or more. Like, I would say, we're at day 5, Shady.
But your mom's also a little younger.
Yeah.
Than her too, right? Yeah. So, she's a little,
my mom is Trump's age.
Right. And Nancy,
79.
Is like 85 or something. 84.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pray for her, guys. All right. So
Absolutely.
let's go to this. We got the nothing but poop interview. NBC, nothing but crap. Okay.
I do have real quick. I do have a correction. Yesterday we were talking about Savannah, and we mentioned the ABC interview where she was talking about the having all the stuff on Epstein. That was not Savannah. That was Amy Robach that said that on ABC.
No, that was the ABC lady. No, she did interview the people though.
Okay, yeah, I understand that, but I'm just saying. I thought you were making a reference to the interview where she had said that about the I think someone said that back to me, so I was trying to.
No, I didn't refer to that at all, but I see what you're saying. Yes, the ABC lady said I had all this information. The ABC didn't let me air it. I know what you're talking about, but I was not. I was referring to the actual. She did have interviews with Epstein people.
Okay, I was just trying to correct that because someone misunderstood it. Yep.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you. Yeah,
no
I can
problem.
see how that got misconfabulated.
Yippers. We talk about a lot of stuff.
We do talk about a lot of stuff. Thank you, Trust. Prayers for you and your mom. Also, Mikey Mariano's mom. Hope you're doing well. I heard she's doing better. Thank God. Shady, we got rapid response, and we're going to go through this because Nothing But Crap interviewed President Donald J. Trump. The first thing they come out is talk about the shootings in Minneapolis. Let's check out what President Trump says. You ready?
Let's do it. I'm ready. Let's get
go.
it done.
After the shooting of Renee Good, you said ICE made some mistakes. What were the mistakes?
Well, look, I'm not happy with the two incidents. It's not, it's both of them, not one or the other. He was not an angel, and she was not an angel. You look at some tapes from back, but still, I'm not happy with what happened there. Nobody could be happy, and ICE wasn't happy either. But I'm going to always be with our great people of law enforcement, ICE, police. We have to back them. If we don't back them, we don't have a country.
You mentioned Renee Good and Alex Peretti not being angels. Do you think any of that justified what happened to them, though?
No, I don't. It should have not happened. It was a very sad, to me, it was a very sad incident, two incidents. And, they mention the one now, they don't mention the other. Well, I think they were both sad. And You know who feels worse about it than anybody? The people of ICE. They're strong, tough people, and they have to be tough because we're dealing with hardened criminals.
Right.
We're dealing with people, you know, jails have been emptied into our country from all over the world, from Venezuela, where we had great success, you will admit, but from Venezuela, from the Congo in Africa, from all over the world. Jails, the jail population was emptied into our country. If we don't have strong people, you're not getting them out, and we're getting them out.
So it's very interesting, guys, right? These people that are out there protesting, funded by foreign and domestic billionaires. Do you understand this? These foreign billionaires put foreign people in everywhere across the globe. Look at UK. Same people. Same people, guys. And they say they don't want billionaires. No kings. George Soros, newsflash, is a billionaire funding your bullshit.
But that's the thing. They all skip it out. They skip right over that. But look at the virtue signal. This is where you have to look through. You have to look through the virtue signal. They're saying, oh, no, it's your billionaire we don't like. You see? That's what they're really saying. They're saying your billionaire is doing things with his money that is countering our billionaire that is doing what we want done with his money. We want communism. We want overt control over you. We want to be able to tell you to put that mask on. We want to be able to tell you to stay 6 feet apart. We want to be able to tell you that you can't go to a funeral when it suits us. Okay? Donald Trump and the billionaire class on his side want freedom. They want you to be able to choose.
And how hypocritical. They wanted me to wear a mask. I got yelled at by Democrat mental cases that I didn't wear a mask. And now they don't want ICE to wear a mask. What
That's
about the COVID shots? They wanted you to get COVID shots. I said, my body, my choice. What is wrong with these people?
But what is wrong with them is that they are literally saying whatever is convenient to say for their ends. Ends justifies the means. Their goal is what's important. Problem, reaction, solution. Everything in society is a stepping stone trying to get to their end goal. And whenever you try to bring people back down the steps a few notches, they get upset about it.
Wow. There are some areas in the country that are corrupt. Donald Trump talks about it with Nothing But Crap interview. Check it out, Shady Grove.
I didn't say national. I said there are some areas in our country that are extremely corrupt. They have very
Thank you, EMP Hands, for the subscription.
corrupt elections. Take a look at Detroit. Take a look at Philadelphia. Take a look at Atlanta. There are some areas that are unbelievably corrupt. I could give you plenty more, too. I say that we cannot have corrupt elections. If we have to, if they don't straighten it out. As an example, voter ID. Why don't the Democrats want voter ID? You know who does want voter ID? Democrat.
Time out. Why do Democrats not want voter ID, Shady? Isn't that like a post word for word?
Yes.
Do we have another pesky Q proof, Shady?
It's a perfect. Well, yeah, we kind of went through it a little bit even yesterday.
Yep, but he almost said, let's just see, voter ID. Let's see. I want to get his exact words. I mean, was it the exact words? Let's just see. Did he Trump is periodically? Okay, no. I'm just trying to see, guys. Reread post for voter ID. Wow, Shady. I mean, this is insane. Why do Democrats push for no voter ID? There it is. Wow. Right there. Let's just back it up just a second, Shady, and listen one more time.
I wish we could get a conversation going where people that are in the Black community could communicate with people that are on liberal college campuses and explain to the students on the liberal campus in real time how stupid their professors are for telling them that Black people are too dumb, lazy, or stupid to get an identification to vote.
Okay.
Because that's effectively the argument that they make. The only argument that they make is Black people are too downtrodden to even have an identification.
So let's look at that. So let's look at why do D's push for no voter? Look at this.
As an example, voter ID. Why don't the Democrats want voter ID? You know who does want voter ID? Democrat voters want it, but Democrat politicians don't. Why don't they want it? Because they want to cheat on elections. Can you imagine if I were a politician and they asked me, do you want voter identification?
Wow.
And I said, no, there's no way you could win that debate.
But even
the Democrats don't want voter ID. If they don't want voter ID, that means they want to cheat. We can't allow cheating in elections. Now, if we need to put in federal controls as opposed to state controls, remember this, they're really an agent. They're really accumulating the votes for who wins an election. If they can't do it honestly and it can't be done properly and timely, then something else has to happen.
Wow.
And there's a number of things that are going on right now that we kind of haven't really touched on with Brian Kemp, and the Georgia stuff. Now it's looking like there was that he literally upended the investigation that was going on into the election of 2020 and rewarded people that went along with his BS with judgeships and promotions. Okay. So there's all this stuff that's kind of unwinding around the country. And if you see this going on with Brian Kemp in Georgia, you can't, who's a Republican, by the way, to protect the Democrats in the system from their con being exposed. Do you think that's going on in other places too?
Kemp is also funded by China. Remember his little
He
Chinese commercial and everything, guys?
He sure did.
United States of Q gifted 5 subscriptions. Thank you. Now, speaking of, Atlanta, let's look at what he says about Fulton County, guys. Check it out.
What is happening in
I'm
Fulton
not
County?
doing anything, but the FBI went in because it's been under I guess, review for years. The cheating that took place in Fulton County and in that particular.
What are they looking for? Shut up and let them talk. All right? You little. Okay.
And in that particular.
Nobody knows what's in the warrant. What
Well,
are
you're
they
going to
looking
find
for?
out. Look, why would anybody be upset that they went in and they got the ballots, I guess, right? Again, they did this. That's been under review and under investigation for 4 years. And now they got a court order. They got a court order signed by
But nobody knows what
a
the
respected
evidence
but liberal
yeah.
judge signed a court order allowing them to go and pick them up. Well, you're going to know what the ballots say because they're right now inspecting the ballot. I'm not involved in it, but they are inspecting and checking.
What is happening?
Wow. And what is it with these liberal men sitting like this, Shady Grove? Look,
I have no idea.
This is how a man sits. This is how
A woman sits.
I'm not a biologist or anything, Shady. Now, all right.
That's her, she, or something.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my God. So
I think. Sorry.
Go ahead. I'm just trying. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that it's just interesting the way that the reporter. I can't get over this. This is the same with all of these psychological operators too. They are devoid of curiosity.
Yeah, they already have the answer to argue back with President Trump.
Correct. They don't really have. They have no legitimate curiosity whatsoever. If you go to journalism school, at the core of journalism school is this crazy thing that humans do called being curious. Like, I wonder, like, why is or what if type things. Like, boy, I'm so it's interesting to me, like how the mainstream media and the Flinfo Wars network are some of the most non-curious people that I've ever seen. The things that make me and Jeff, very, very curious, these people just glide right over it like it's not even there.
Right.
Isn't that similar to what this guy's doing right now about the election? He doesn't really seem very curious at all.
And NBC News actually had to have a fact-checking Trump's interview with NBC News, Shady Grove. Look at this. Fact-checking Trump's interview with NBC News. Trump made several false or misleading claims on topics ranging from the economy to immigration to elections during an Oval Office interview with Tom Llamas. Okay? Let's see what they're saying here. Let's see. Economy, inflation. This is false. I think I've inherited the worst inflation in history of our country. Any person that has eyes to see knows that we inherited the worst inflation in the history of our country.
Well, okay, so there is nuance to that. Inflation was really, really bad in the 1980s, well up over 10%, but it's comparable because of the differentiation in value of the dollar. So
right.
if you include the value of the dollar and the 1980 inflation, which was some of the highest we've ever had, if you include the value of the dollar and then connect it to the value of the dollar today, then the inflation today that was currently at 9% in 1980 would have been like 22%.
Mhm.
So it,
And they are pointing out that the 1980 was the highest inflation rate.
and that's what I'm saying. But it's a false equivalency.
Right.
They're not, like I said, they're not curious about the true information. They're only just looking for something to stab Trump with.
Right. They got them on jobs. They got them on investments. They got them on immigration and the border. They're fact checking them. So, because you can't think for yourself, guys.
Right.
It's insane.
And well, the fact checking is inaccurate.
Mm-hmm. Check the fact checkers.
And they, like I said, they get into these conflated narrative, nuanced perspectives to where, oh, well, this is here, and then this hyperbolic statement, and then this is a hyperbolic statement, and because this is that, and that is this, then this and that are both this. You see, It's like this complete mischaracterization, conflate, then put them together as an equation and serve it up to you nice and warm.
You're going to love this next question. This Llamas guy from Nothing But Crap News. On January 21st, he says, 2029, do you see a scenario where you're going to be the president? Check this out, Shady Girl.
Oh, I can't wait for this one.
On January 21st, 2029, do you see any scenario where you are still president?
I don't know. It would be interesting. But wouldn't it be terrible if I agreed with, if I gave you the answer that you're looking for? It would make life so much less exciting, right? It would be so much less exciting. But I only do this for one reason. Make America great again. And that's what we're doing. We're making America great again, greater than ever before. Our country is greater than ever before.
On January 20th.
You gotta love this guy, Shady.
I want to play it again. Play just the question and let me answer.
All right, here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna put him on screen. Keep it 2 by 2 here.
Right.
Keep it 2 by 2 because this is gonna be him. Oh no, where's Shady? 2 by 2. There you go. All right, here, Shady. This guy's gonna ask you a question.
On January 21st, 2029, do you see any scenario where you are still president?
Yes. The scenario in 2029 where I am still the president would be a scenario in which there was an election earlier in the year in November, and somehow, I don't know how the hell it went down, but somehow Trump won. So yes, that's the scenario where I would be sitting here as president in 2029.
Yes, I love it. That was good, Yeti. Thank you for doing that, for playing along. Appreciate it. Then we've got, he's talking about the VP, Secretary Rubio, and what kind of a job that they're doing and if they're capable. Check it out, Shady.
Look, JD is fantastic and Marco is fantastic.
How are they
both
different?
doing a
How are they
great
different?
job. And I do think this.
How are they different? How are they different?
It's a great question. I think that's your most interesting question.
Yeah. That's a double tap.
I would say one is slightly more diplomatic than the other. I think they're both of very high intelligence. I mean, they will do shows. They will do Joe Rogan as opposed to the opponent not doing it because they couldn't handle it. They will be able to do whatever they have to do. I think there's a difference in style. You can see the style yourself, but they're both very capable. I do think the combination of JD and Marco would be very hard to be beaten, I think. But you never know in politics, right? They say, in the age of Trump, you never know. Look.
Wow. In the age of Trump, you never know. Going back to that last question, Shady Grove.
He's going to end up like with a cabinet position forever. If it were to be Rubio and Vance or something like that, then Donald Trump will be Secretary of State.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me just see what else is going on. Because he asked a couple of other questions. I'm just kind of going through this. We are going to cover the press conference live with Caroline Leavitt today. So don't go anywhere. Stay right here because we love our press secretary here at the MG Show, Shady.
There's nothing that I like more than watching her go back and forth with those people. I tell you, but Scott Bessent yesterday was pretty good with the House members. I was impressed with that, man. I'm really impressed with him as a human being.
Cool. All right, back to this. Check it out, Shady. Come on.
Do you still believe in Kristi Noem to deliver on your vision of immigration?
Okay. Look, she was in charge of the border. The border's closed. I mean, everybody gives me A+ on the border. The border was a disaster. People were pouring into our country.
But what about the enforcement?
They don't even try and come up now. You know the beautiful thing? The caravans. I think I came up with that name. Thousands of people, 25,000, 30,000 people in a group. You know who sent them? Their countries. They sent the people that they didn't want. Not only criminals, people that didn't want to work hard, etc. They know who it is. They sent them into our country. We have nobody coming in anymore. We have very good. You just asked me, Christy, we have the best crime numbers that we've had in 125 years. I think she's doing a very good job. Again, public relations. She's not getting credit for the job that she does.
Do you still believe?
And we'll be right back after these beautiful boom messages.
It's finally here, our second annual mega sale. This sale only comes around once a year, so take advantage of the best offers ever while you can. For example, save 50% on our Giza Dream bed sheets, as low as $29.98. And for the first time ever on TV, My Pillow mattresses and My Pillow mattress toppers, as low as $99.98. And you save 50% on our Lux Pure 6-piece towel sets, regular $69.98. Now only $39.98. And our best-selling standard My Pillows, regular $49.98, on sale for $17.98. Wait on it, mega sale only $14.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. But wait, there's more. To make the mega sale even more special, when you order right now, your order's going to ship absolutely free.
Use promo code MGSHOW or call 1-800-873-0478. That's 1-800-873-0478.
Hello to all of you beautiful patriots out there.
First of all, let me just thank you all for supporting this show. We wouldn't be here without you. But I have a huge announcement regarding donations.
It has come to our attention that using the Rumble app is taking an additional 30% of your donation to the show.
Let me explain. According to our TOS, Rumble takes 20% of all donations made through the web browser.
And that's at 20%. It's a good deal if you consider other platforms like YouTube and such.
There is a hidden cost that we just found out. For example, we received the generous $500 donation from Spilty, and thank you so much for that, from the Rumble app on Apple. So Rumble took 20%, and Apple took an additional 30%. We brought that to Rumble, and they said, well, Rumble's take of tips and donations is 20%. That's if the transaction is done through the web browser. If using the Android or iOS app, it's an additional 30% collected by those platforms.
So please use the web browser to make your donations to the show and avoid the hidden fees by Apple and Android.
That's right. You can also support us at GiveSendGo/HelpMGShow, mg.show/donate. We have PayPal and Cash App. Both are at RealMGShow or $RealMGShow. Please help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
The MG Show. Not funded by dark money, but funded by listeners like you.
us fade. Previous leaders unknowingly sold us out, handed over billions, no room for doubt. Why was America's treasure spread worldwide? Taxpayers footing bills while others took the ride. We subsidized the globe, carried every load, while our factories closed and our roads corroded. America's back, standing tall and strong, no more strings attached where we belong. GP towers over the rest combined, G7 can't touch us, we're one of a kind. America first, that's the battle cry, leading the world, reaching for the sky. No more weakness, no more retreat. America, feel the heartbeat. The American taxpayer, unmatched anywhere. Our market's the prize, every nation wants them there. Access to our consumers, that's the golden key. But they bled us dry systematically. Our military weakened, strength drained away. Globalist games, we were the ones to pay. But now the chains are broken, no more compromise. President of the United States, unbound, truth in his eyes. America's back, roaring loud and clear. From the ashes of bad deals, we reappear. Wealth stays home, jobs come flooding in. Borders secure, America wins again. America first, sovereignty restored. No more globalist chains, we've cut the cord. Leading once more with power unchained. This is what happens when freedom's regained. No apologies, no backing down. We negotiate from strength, wear the crown. The world needs us more than we need them. Time to end the year of America last again. Taxpayers rise up, take back what's ours. Rebuild the dream under freedom stars. America's back, stronger than before. America first forever, hear the lion roar. No strings, no surrender, pure and true. This land of the free, it's me and you. America is back. America is back. America is back. Ain't no turning back. America first. This is what happens when the President of the United States has no strings attached.
The Great Awakening, America is back. Shady Groove, welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show.
Does that make you excited or what? To really stand on something that has principle, to stand on something that means something, people that are actually doing something for the country, productive for the future of America, not thinking about now, thinking about the future of the country 100 years from now. Where are we going to be? It's going to be unbelievable what your great grandchildren are going to see as this country flourishes into the golden age, and it will spread to the rest of the world. Europe, Asia, everyone will see it as it blossoms here in the great country of America.
And that song was America's Back, Q Post 1824, Q proof, because President Trump declared exactly what's in that post at the White House Oval Office meeting that we watched yesterday. These are pesky Q proofs, Shady Groove, and I love it.
I love every one of it.
Oh, man. And you guys are funding it, guys. You know, that's what you got to realize. It's not your debt.
It is not your debt. That's exactly right. It belongs to the billionaire class.
Aha.
They're the ones that ran it up on us. They're the ones that set up all of this fraud so that the money would get put into the system, so that the money could be sent overseas, so that they could collect it and then wield it against you. Yeah. And literally verbatim within 3 lines in one post of Q, it explains that whole dynamic very, very simply. That's what foreign money does.
Mm-hmm. Can I get reparations from all the money that California stole from the American taxpayers?
Good luck with that.
Huh?
They gave it to the illegal immigrants. The illegal immigrants went to Western Union and they sent it home.
And in
So, no.
Minnesota, they sent it to the Somalia ISIS people living in caves that we just blew up.
That's right. And so a lot of that money just got blowed up.
You blowed up. Wow. Amazing. G. Westbury, thank you for the subscription as well. We are funded by you, so thank you very, very much for helping us out with this show. United States of Q, just want to give you one more shout out for the $100 and a happy birthday. We love you guys, man. And let's see if I can do this one real quick, Shady. This is let me just double check something real quick. Okay, yeah. This is what I wanted to do before. Let's see if I can go into do it. Here we go. Oh, shoot. Oh, my gosh. I hate when my mouse messes up. Ooh. Here we go. Okay. My mouse just clicked when I should have clacked. You know what I'm saying, Shady?
Mm-mm.
Accept and start. Come on. Come on. Your pre-recorded video. Apparently this one needs a pre-recorded video.
I don't have one of those.
I asked Yeti about that yesterday. Dang it. So can't do that one. Dang it. I don't know why it does that.
Weird.
Why isn't it not letting me do it, Yeti? Are you there? Let me just relog in. Yeti, is he there? It is failing for you too? Okay. Let me try one more time because I relogged in. Yeah, it's failing. Why is that?
Yeah, if they would share the show or get our numbers up, is what Yeti said.
Oh, yeah. Because, people don't want to listen to us, right? Because the Flynn guy said that we're bad.
Yeah, it's not just Flynn. It's a number of people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, the number.
Interesting how that works, isn't it? All right, we're waiting. I don't even see the streams up yet for Caroline Levitt. So let's go back to President Trump. I'll keep an eye on it, Shady Groove. But President Trump was amazing with this nothing but crap interview. Let's kind of go back to that, Shady Groove, and see what we got.
Let's do it.
All right, let me get there. And he also did the prayer breakfast today, too. We didn't even get into that yet because, this is happening so fast, guys. Everything, the news is crazy, Shady.
That's why he's moving this fast.
Yeah.
He's moving this fast so he can stay ahead of them. That's what he learned in the first administration, that you cannot play their game.
Yeah.
And none of the rest of us can play their game either any longer. I'm hoping that the future of politics, I'm hoping the future of politics is a little bit different than what the past has been.
Yeah.
Because what would be nice, Jeff, is if we had a country of people that were all wealthy.
Yeah.
And if we had a country of people that were all wealthy and everyone was abundant, what would happen? People that had plenty would decide that they wanted to represent the people of their community and their state, because they wanted to represent them, not because that they were going to go get K Street deals. See, there's a big
people would have
there.
jobs, Shady.
Yeah, people would have jobs, but the reality of the situation is the people that aren't the lowest, most disgusting level of society wouldn't be the ones that ended up representing us in Congress.
Looks like the presser was moved to 2 p.m., so we're not going to be able to cover that today, Shady.
Oh, well, that's fine.
We'll do it tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
So they're really worried about the National Guard troops, Shady Grove. Check this out in Los Angeles. Check it out.
We've done a great job everywhere. The only place there's been a little inflammation has been really, it's not Minnesota, because we've done well with
Los Angeles, too. There's been others. Yeah.
Well, I saved Los Angeles. The top law enforcement officer, right at the beginning of my time when they were having riots, before me and it carried into me. If I didn't go in there with the National Guard, with troops, you wouldn't have the Olympics, which I got. I got the Olympics. You wouldn't have the Olympics in Los Angeles. And he said, without the president sending in the troops, we would have lost Los Angeles. Yeah. And you know what? I saved Los Angeles. And we will do it again if we have to. And by the way, we're going to have a very safe Olympics, and we're going to have a very safe World Cup. We've done a great...
Wow. They're so worried about safe cities and getting rid of crime, aren't they, Shady? Why is that?
They don't want to get rid of crime. Because if you get rid of crime, that takes away your control.
Yeah.
You see, you don't control territory. You don't control the criminal element. You can't keep people afraid. You can't keep people from going outside. You see, whenever you have high crime, during you know what happens on voting day? People stay home, just like they stay home every other day.
Yeah.
It's an intimidation tactic. Criminal activity within the cities is a intimidation tactic. They talk about, you're trying to suppress the vote by using voter ID. No, they are trying to suppress the vote by attempting to leave a criminal element in your city.
And allowing illegal aliens to vote.
Correct. In your place.
It's rocket science, guys.
Rocket surgery.
Wow. All right, so this is the president on cleaning up crime. Check it out. Check it out.
Which cities are you headed to next?
We have
all of them.
5 cities that we're looking at very strongly, but we want to be invited. We will sometimes call the governors. And
Are
say,
these cities like
you
Chicago, Philadelphia? Are these the cities?
We could straighten out the crime in Chicago. We've already brought it down 25% just by being there. We could have Chicago be a safe city, just like D.C. is a safe city, just like all of these places that we've gone to. And I look forward. I didn't campaign on that.
Yeah.
I campaigned on law and order, but I didn't think I'd be going into individual cities and making them safe.
Anything else you can tell us about the 5 cities? The 5 cities, anything else? So Americans are ready?
We'll be announcing them very quickly.
Yeah.
Which cities?
So Americans are ready, or your ICE protesters are ready?
That's
Got
what
to
he's
bust them in from California to Minnesota, Shady, right?
Busting them in from California all the way to Boston.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's it. Boston.
They're showing up in Boston from California. The commies, it's like all of the counterculture commies in California being imported to the rest of the country because you guys don't have enough.
Yeah. And you're going to love this, Shady. The Nothing But Crap reporter got a compliment from President Donald J. Trump. Check it out.
You've had success on immigration. Illegal border crossings are at historic lows, right?
It's so nice that you said that.
But if you look at
Tom,
okay,
what you just said.
It's true.
No, but it's so nice. I hope you air it. It's so nice what you said, because that's called good reporting. That's called fair reporting.
You've had success.
Wow.
You told the truth.
Wow. That's good that you said that. Wow, that's good reporting. I hope you air this.
It's just really interesting that they don't that they don't take it and match it to what happened in the previous administration. Okay, the previous administration told you that you had to have legislation, that they couldn't do anything about it, that there was nothing that the administration could do as the executive. They can force your children to have sexual weird surgery, okay, but they can't stop the flow of immigrants through the border. They can allow people in prisons to change their gender, but they can't stop stuff at the border, people coming in from the border. They should be making the comparison, because when he says historic, it doesn't really dovetail with what it was that we saw happen under the Biden administration. By the way, that a lot of people on your side say that Donald Trump was in charge of as the super secret president, while Joe Biden was running around playing with Jill in a mask, president dress up.
Yeah. I mean, just all ridiculous crap. Wow.
It's so ridiculous, dude.
Listen to this, Shady Groove, about Joe Biden.
We are totally focused on criminals, really bad criminals. Now, you could say people that came in illegally are criminals, but I'm talking about murderers from different countries. We have 11,888 murderers that Biden and his group led into our country. We've captured a lot of them. We've brought some of them back. A lot of them we don't want to bring back because we don't trust the country that they're not sent back again. Yeah. Despite how strong the borders are, they'll figure a way to try and get in, and we don't want to, and we'll incarcerate them. But 11,888 murders. Yeah. We are after those people. We're after the drug dealers. Right. We are after, by the way, a big problem. They allowed to come into our country people from their mental institutions, people from insane asylums that are mentally ill and very dangerous. We're getting them out. We are totally...
Like, wouldn't anybody want them out? I don't care what party you are. I'm just talking about you and your own hometown. Do you want these neighbors being from, killers and mental institutions and traffickers?
Communists don't. Communists want to keep everyone. Communists know that within a system of chaos, they can rule. Within a system of peace, they have no power. You have to understand this. This is so important. It's absolutely crucial to recognize the difference between what it means to represent law and order. Well, law and order is your king, okay? Remember, they say no kings. What if they understood that law and order was your king? Would they be saying no law and order? You get it? The king is your law and order. We replaced the king with law and order 250 years ago. It's clearly stated that that's what we're doing here in America.
You know, it's interesting you say that because abolish ICE is getting rid of law and order.
That's correct. It's defunding the police.
Imagine that.
And all the media are right back around. You see, it's basically the same thing they're doing. Like right now, they're trying to repackage Kamala. So
Yeah.
ICE out is repackaging defund police.
And remember, Kamala Harris paid for protesters to get out of jail.
Correct. That were of the defund the police movement that had rioted in cities. She paid for them to get out of jail, and a number of the people that they actually raised money to get out of jail re-offended.
Yeah. We got President Trump was asked about Jerome Powell, Shady Grove.
He's shot.
Let's check him out.
Too late.
There's been bipartisan suggestions that the criminal investigation to the current Fed chair, Jerome Powell, is payback, right? For not lowering interest rates, but also for when he was in that sort of news conference with you with the hard hats and he was shaking his head and showing you the papers and disagreeing with you in public. Is that why he's under criminal investigation?
He was very respectful to me. He wasn't he was explaining to me.
Yeah.
I'm asking him, why are you spending almost $4 billion on a very small little complex of buildings? It's the highest price per square foot. He's renovating buildings for $3 to $4 billion. And, you know, this Fed chair that I have I think is going to be great. He might not have a home because this guy has spent so much money. And I looked, it's a see-through. There's nothing inside. They are spending money. He's in charge of the project.
Yeah.
This is the Federal Reserve building I'm talking about. It's a very small little, it's actually a couple of little buildings. They're spending more money than any building ever built in history per square foot.
Some Republican senators say they're not going to approve him unless you drop that investigation.
A lot of people say a lot of things.
You don't think that's true? You think?
I don't know.
Is it worth it to drop the investigation to get your Fed chair through?
I think the investigation is being handled by Pam and Janine and the people. They'll make their own decision on it.
Let's talk about AI.
Let's talk about how you think it's okay to have an over-budget Fed Reserve building and you don't want it investigated. And then you want to like try to negotiate with Trump on live TV with a nothing but crap interview saying, will you drop the investigation into Jerome Powell to get your guy through? No deals. How about that? No deals. Your guy's a criminal crook. Where's the $4 billion going? How about that? Why don't you get a question about that? Why don't you start researching that, you little femtard?
You get him, man. So I'm doing some quick math for you, Jeff. I know you get you bogged down in the details and everybody. So I'm doing some quick math. I used to build houses for a living. Price per square foot is relevant. In America right now, the average price per square foot to build a house is about $230 to $250, maybe a little bit more depending on where you live. Per square foot. Okay, I'm just going to give you some context here. Because we're talking about billions. Remember we said billions, millions, the differentiation. Check this out. The Federal Reserve building, the whole complex, 400,000 square feet from top to bottom. The whole damn thing, it's 400,000 square feet. So if we were going to go build that damn thing brand new and let's go $300 per square foot because it's commercial building, that number right there would come out to be roughly, let's see, where is it? $93 million. $93 million. So that would be at 133. So it would be right at $100 million.
So that's a lot cheaper than $4 billion, right?
How many 100 millions in a billion? Aren't there
1,000?
100? Or is there 1,000 or 100? 100 million.
No, 100, yeah.
100 millions in a billion. Yeah. So you could build 100 Federal Reserves for the price of you could build 400,000 foot square for $1 billion. You could build that. So what Donald Trump is saying to the idiot there, and I'm trying to explain it to you nicely, is that you're not asking the right question. The right question is, how come Jerome Powell can spend
$10,000 a square foot?
$10,000 a square foot on a good Lord tiny little building in the corner of Washington, D.C.?
Unless there's some underlying fraud. Would you want that investigated?
I would want that investigated because I think that would bring down the national debt if it were and corrected.
Now, it's like common sense, people. This is not a partisan issue. This is your money, okay? Democrat, Republican, Independent. I don't care who you are. This isn't $10,000 a square foot is absolutely freaking insane.
It's insane. And I mean, my God, man, take it down a notch.
Powell is a lunatic? Are people supporting Powell as a lunatic? Make mental health great again, Shady.
I'm telling you, man, like all these people, the people, it's very possible, Jeff, that the people that are supporting Powell are the criminal fraudster element of society that are taking all of this funding already, and they think that Powell's doing a great job.
Do you think Powell is using any of that money to funnel it to stop Trump?
I do. And do you think that Warren Buffett and Arabella Advisors and Tides Foundation and all these people that are putting all of this money into it, you think they're doing it to help America?
Yes.
Oh, well, that would be wrong.
We love billionaires, okay? We love George Soros, but hate Trump.
Right.
Just so we have that clear.
You got that clear.
All right. So another thing that we've been talking about in the last season of the MG show, our 7th season, we're in the 8th season now, aren't we, Shady?
Oh, my God. I can't believe you're
So in the last season, we did our Friday premiums, okay? And we talked about Pandora's box, hidden elite, the Pandora's box, all about the bloodlines. Right. What we understood is that the bloodlines control electricity, okay? You have to have a train, or a boat or some sort of transportation in order to have electricity, okay? They made it so if you were, a regular ABC person, you couldn't build your own reactor. You couldn't build your own power plant, okay? Whatever it might be.
You had to have a shipping company to build an electric company.
That's right. So now your president is punching the all-seeing eye right in the nose, and here's how. Check it out, Shady.
So this is so significant.
AI is a big deal. AI is going to be maybe the biggest thing, bigger than the internet, bigger than anything else. We are leading China by a lot. We are leading everybody by a lot. They're all building their factories here. And you know what I did for the electric? Because they need twice the electric as we currently produce for the whole country, which is crazy. Nobody can do that. But so what I did is I came up with a concept. Each building that is built is going to generate their own electricity. They're going to build their own electric plant. We are building numbers of AI. And by the way, also auto plants, everything. Right. We're building everything. AI is a big deal.
I'm punching the all-seeing eye right in the nose, Shady Groove, with that.
So huge.
I mean, guys, people don't realize that's, because his strings are cut. He's not working for the families. This is why they don't like President Donald J. Trump, because he's actually, putting the money into the Treasury, not the Federal Reserve. That's why they're all over Scott Bessent. Guys, the amount and the extremity of the winning is not understood by most, Shady.
It's not understood by anyone. I do not see any human being other than this show that's talking directly about what it is that he is currently doing to the established powers that be. Realize that it is a monopoly. If you wanted to reduce everything to its least common denominator, take a fraction, reduce it to its least common denominator, that would be literally the monopoly versus Donald Trump. That's the most simple that you can make it. You can include the American people as with Donald Trump or associated with him, but a huge amount of those people don't agree with him. So Donald Trump versus the monopoly. How do you beat a monopoly that says that you can't build an electric company unless you have a shipping company that funneled all business through these different angles so that the particular business that was making chairs for you or whatever the product was, no one could compete with them in the market for real. Okay. So that is the environment that Donald Trump is interfacing with head on right now. And what he's doing is he's obliterating it. Jeff is saying it in a little, punching all-seeing eye. But the truth of the matter is he's taking it apart.
Yep.
You see, when things are built in a certain way, you can take out just one piece of something and the whole thing goes away. So what he's done is right here, he's removing this piece that says you can't have an electric company unless you're one of our bloodline families.
Mhm.
If you want to build here, you can have an electric company, any of you.
And you know, let's expand that out.
Massive industry.
Let's expand that out to what he's doing with the Middle East. He's undoing the corrupt all-seeing eye contracts with the Middle East, and he's bringing the sovereignty back to those countries should they choose it. And if they share it with the wealth with their people, that's great. That's up to them, not us. But he's doing that. He's redoing the stupid contracts. Buy our debt. That is the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. So, you know, we're getting that. You're also getting, you know, the Federal Reserve. He's punching, Powell and saying $4 billion. This is all related, Shady Group. It's all related.
Someone says if Trump's not bloodline, who is he? We're not saying he's not a bloodline.
He is bloodline.
We're saying that he is going against them like JFK and Reagan did.
Yep. And that's why Reagan and JFK were compared in the Q post, because they went against their bloodline. You know, John F. Kennedy Jr. was not a big, hero at first. You know, he did some weird things with Social Security. He did some things that people did not like. And then all of a sudden, he changed his ways because he didn't want to shoot down a plane in Cuba. Essentially.
And jumping back to what you just said, it's very, very important to expand on that just a little bit. The Abraham Accords, what that is unleashed in the Middle East. Again, another thing that we can't show you because it's just too big to show you. The amount of business being done between Arab countries that were obliterated by the Bush administration. The Bush administration went into the Middle East and really just pissed everybody off, made every single country mad at every other country where nobody would do business with anyone, and stuck America in the middle of it and said, you can't do anything unless we say it's okay. The Abraham Accords removed that BS garbage of a hurdle or an obstacle that was to Middle East peace, allowing the Middle Eastern countries to decide for themselves whether or not they wanted to do business or to negotiate with other countries. And so, Jeff, that's a great point that dovetails with how we're taking apart the monopoly. The only thing that matters in all of this, Epstein arrests don't matter. Politicians getting arrested doesn't matter. None of these different things matter. What matters is that we fight the monopoly.
Exactly right. Also, real quick, somebody said we talked about Kennedy. Kennedy. And we talked about Reagan. Every president that Reagan wanted to audit Fort Knox, he got shot. Every president that went against the bloodlines got pew-pewed, okay? Up to and including President Donald J. Trump. Do you understand how big and massive this is? I'm just trying to show you the enormity of the actual enemy that we're fighting that is invisible. Okay, because it's done through the corruption. It's done through taking your money as a tax-paying citizen. You know, why is Trump doing this? Because he has a heart.
Yeah. You know who else was assassinated? McKinley.
Mm-hmm.
What was he trying to do?
Every president that messed with the monetary system.
He was trying to perpetuate the tariff system into the future in the early 1900s instead of he was fighting the central bank. And had he not been assassinated, had he not been assassinated, the Federal Reserve would have never taken hold.
So we got Lincoln, Kennedy, Reagan, McKinley,
Trump,
all messed with the monetary. Lincoln wanted the greenbacks. He didn't want to get funded by the Rothschilds. He wanted to do it himself. Okay.
The Secret Service was created because they killed Lincoln.
Yeah.
John Wilkes Booth was a bloodline. He wasn't a random guy. John Wilkes Booth was literally the Booth family bloodline.
And I was born on Lincoln's birthday.
That is a fact.
Yeah. All right. So Minnesota, other states, massive investigations. Trump talks about it, but listen closely, Shady. Check this out.
I'm ready.
Minnesota and these other states, we have massive investigations going into fraud. Yeah. Do you know if we captured 50% of the fraud of this country right now, we would have better than a balanced budget. And you got to mention that Minnesota, $19 billion in fraud that we know about. Minnesota and the
we would have a balanced budget.
I see somebody ask the question of like, then how does Trump avoid what's going on? He avoids it because he's actually doing the right thing, ladies and gentlemen. And you'll notice that whenever you do the right thing in your life, very few bad things can happen to you. There's a protection layer that comes along with the human being that when you do the right thing, you're in the graces of a higher power. And that higher power has a layer around you that attempts to stop you from bumping into the wrong thing.
Armor of God.
Armor of God, ladies and gentlemen. We do not fight flesh and blood. We are fighting a bigger entity that has been here since before you were.
That's right. That's right. That's this whole Babylonian money system that we're under, okay? And the Federal Reserve, we're going to restructure it, okay? Because it has good tools. We're going to take it over and make a report to the Treasury. I guarantee you, something's going to happen with the Federal Reserve. You just stay tuned, okay? It can't happen overnight. None of this can, okay? This is undoing centuries old system, Shady.
It's undoing. It's also undoing people's minds. People's minds are wrapped, like you think about like, wrapping something and then like making it tight and you're just getting it all wrapped up and they're keeping you. That's what the people are doing with Epstein and Israel. They're keeping you in this tiny, tiny little circle, like a hamster on a wheel. They don't want you out into the golden age. Can we be critical of some of these different things that are happening within the administration? Absolutely. Yeah. We can be critical of a number of things, and it's fine to be critical. Baby out with the bathwater type thinking. That's when you know you're dealing with an operator, because then that gets you into the realm. Okay, well, would you rather have Kamala?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Like, you freaking people and all these people that are now trying to say, and I'm going to want your help, by the way. I'm going to want your help going up to into the midterms to standing up to these people. When I want to see you guys out there pushing back against these people that are saying stuff like, oh, well, I should have never voted. There's no reason to vote. All this nonsense. Mock them. Call them Democrats, because that's what they are. They're Democrat operatives acting like they're Republicans to try to oppress the vote. Yeah. Suppress, whatever.
So let's see what President Trump, people want to talk about you when they talk about like Lincoln and Washington. Check it out. The answer, Shady Groove. Check this out.
You think at one point people will talk about you when they talk about presidents like Washington and Lincoln? Is that something you think is going to happen?
All I know is this. It's such an honor. But all I know, I'm walking down, and everyone's screaming, "Goat, goat." I said, what are they talking about? I hope they're right. Not for me, but for the country. Because if I do a great job, that means the country is doing well.
You think
Do you understand that, guys? He's standing underneath the Declaration of Independence, Shady.
Yeah, and he's also interfacing with a person that doesn't agree with him, that wants to take apart what it is we're doing.
Yeah, he's going to talk about the Arc de Triomphe in Washington, D.C. next. Check it out. This is actually very symbolic, guys. This is a punch in the eye of the all-seeing eye, Shady Groove, if we get one.
Because the current one that we are under is in Paris.
Yep, and then there's one in New York. Okay, there's several arcs. It's interesting where they are. Do a search, guys. Check it. We need one in your capital, guys. Check it out.
I understand that, but the reason that effectively the main one that you are under the control of is in Paris.
I've actually climbed to the top of it.
Yeah, and we're going to make our own so that one can be a side deal.
Yeah, I've been all through France, man, and it was wild. It was a weird feeling climbing the Les Arcs de Triomphe. Les Arcs de Triomphe.
No, I think we need glamour brought back to our country. We need prestige. We need beauty brought. I mean, in addition to everything else, we need strength. We need all of those things. Like I'm doing an arc, a triumphal, they call it a triumphal arc. 57 cities have arcs. Yeah. We're the only major important city. Washington, D.C. should have maybe the first arc. Yeah. We're doing one that will be more magnificent and larger than the Arc de Triomphe in Paris. I would say the Paris Arc is probably the most
stunning.
It's incredible. We're going to do one that's going to top it.
Is it true it's going to be 250 feet to mark the anniversary?
It'll be about that, yeah. It'll be a little bit taller than the one in Paris. It'll be a little bit larger than the one in Paris. No.
I mean, do you realize the message that he's sending you because you understand the bloodline control?
Yeah.
Do you understand it, Shady? Isn't it crazy?
In his farewell address, George Washington emphasized that American excellence and security depend on unity patriotism, and independence from foreign influence. Did he say diversity? In his farewell address, I'll read that again. George Washington emphasized that American excellence and security depend on unity, patriotism, and independence from foreign influence. He urged citizens to prioritize national identity over local interests, guarding against partisanship, and maintain a fiscal responsibility and uphold the Constitution to ensure liberty and prosperity. Washington believed the name of American should elevate pride above regional differences, arguing that unity is the main prop of your liberty. And the reason I'm bringing that up to you is because what have you heard for your entire adult life? You have heard this diatribe that diversity is your strength. That is a huge trailer load of heaping horse poop. Okay, not an ounce of that is true. Diversity. Okay, let's. Okay, I'm going to
DEI Thursday on the MG
Wait a minute,
show.
Jeff. No. I'm going to get some diversity. So I'm going to make me a football team, and I'm going to go get a baseball player, a tennis player. I'm going to go get a guy that does some bowling, and I'm going to go get 3 downhill skiers, professional downhill skiers, and then I'm going to go get a daredevil, and I'm going to put those people together as my football team. Diversity is your strength. And then I'm going to put them against the people who had people on their football team that have played nothing but football. Yeah. You tell me, is the team that has the downhill skiers going to beat them? They don't even have equipment. They don't even know what equipment to use. Do you understand this? This is a very good analogy for you to recognize what it is that's being perpetuated on you. And this is coming from both sides of the political spectrum. The neocon agenda is pervasive. Yep. Diversity is your strength.
But Shady, I think if they got curling people,
listen,
they'd be a lot better.
They'd win. Semantics argument.
Curling, where they throw the little stone thing. Those guys are really athletic. I just wanted to go like this.
You made your point. Yeah, that's exactly that was your angle. Now I get it.
Oh my God. All right. So the guy, the NB nothing but crap guy, asked President Trump about his assassination attempt. What were we just talking about? Check it out.
You survived that assassination attempt that we all covered. It was terrible. 2 of them. Do you worry about your safety? I mean,
Yes.
You think about the ball. You do?
I worry about it, but you have to put it out of your mind. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to do your job.
You didn't think about it as much before. Now you think about it a lot.
Maybe it could be. I mean, you look statistically, I'm in a very dangerous job.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take a look at the walls, if you take a look, statistically, this is a much more dangerous job than being a race car driver or riding those Broncos. Those bulls are tough, right? But I wouldn't want to do that. But statistically, being president is the most dangerous job there is.
You survived.
Especially if you go against the bloodlines.
Yeah, if you're a George W. Bush, it's very, very safe. If you're a Reagan, Trump, or JFK, it's a dangerous gig.
Imagine that, guys.
The people that say diversity is your strength are fine. The people that say American excellence are the problem.
Yeah.
And you could see this clearly. This will go down the chain. Just use it as your filter. People that declare American excellence are always ragged by the media. 100% of the time. People that love America, people that say America is great, and they argue you as, oh, you mean the colonists or the colonialists? No, they're colonists and the colonialists are not the same thing. Yeah, exactly. The colonialists were Spanish. The colonialists were English. The colonialists were Portuguese. Okay, they were not American.
That's right.
The colonies were.
Yep, and they call you like, oh, you're separating yourself. You're not entangling yourself in other countries' affairs. That's what we want, guys. We want to be an isolationist. It sounds really bad, but we want that country to actually be that country, sovereign and free, and run their country the way they see fit. And then we can trade in between them, do business transactions, whatever. That's what it's all about, guys. That's what you think your country and that's what people think the world is. We have these Olympics, and here's, China, here's, Brussels, here's Denmark, here's US. It's all the same country if it's run by the same bloodline. But you think they're separate countries. They're not. But they will be again, Shady.
These people, they think whenever they hear the word community, they think communism. Okay? And listen, we have to understand how they think. They hear the word community, they think communism. Okay? Community is not connected to communism, but they use community over and over again, don't they? Well, this is the community. The virtue signal is always the community. Every time you hear that, them use the word community, because they're saying diversity is our strength whenever they use that word. Replace the word community with communism and listen to what they say. You will understand them like a light bulb will go off in your head. You completely understand their messaging, and you're on the same page with them for the first time that you've ever listened to them, because they're nonsense that sounds like nonsense. It's not nonsense. It's an agenda disguised as gobbledygook rhetoric.
Yeah, that's right. So up next in the clips, President Trump was asked about the discombobulator.
We need one in every city.
Trump was very, very angry at Maduro, and he took out his discombobulator.
You sound like the guy from Bugs Bunny perfectly, dude. Good job.
Thank you very much.
The little dude with the helmet, right?
I'm very, very angry.
Fighting the giant
discombobulator.
You're giving me You're giving me. I'm flashing back to Nam here.
You talked about the weapon, the discombobulator.
Yeah,
what is that?
Discombobulator. Well, I'm not allowed to talk about it.
But what does it do?
Let me just tell you. You know what it does? None of their equipment works. That's what it does. Everything was.
How does it?
It was my name. I'm very proud of the name. Everything was discombobulated. It was, practically a shot wasn't. They were ready.
Right.
And when we came, they couldn't do anything.
You saw this on the video. You could tell.
Tom, it discombobulated everything.
Nothing worked, even including humans.
Well, let's put it this way: we lost no equipment in a very strong, and they're good fighters, great fighters. In a very bad environment, it was a military base, the biggest in South America. Because the house was in a base in in a very, very tough environment, we lost no men and we lost no equipment.
The discombobulator just knocked everything.
Well, it did something.
You talked about the weapon.
The discombobulator. Who loves that?
I cannot love that enough. I love it so much. I mean, you're just like looking at the look on his face. I was focusing on the way that he was reacting to him. Like you think that Donald Trump's going to give you some sort of little insight on what this mechanism is. Oh,
you make me very, very angry.
Very angry.
Don't piss Trump off.
He will use the discombobulator.
The discombobulator. You got to say it right, JD. Come on now.
Discombobulator.
Yep, that's Marvin the Martian. I saw people understanding who that was, but yeah, Marvin the Martian, Shady Group.
Marvin, yes. Wow.
Oh. Biden was a real good thing for the older people in our old population, right? Let's check this out.
I know people that are 95 years old that are sharp as a tack. And Biden was a bad thing for old people. He's the worst thing that ever happened to old people because he obviously didn't have it. And one of the things that's so depressing about the press is the press refused to report the obvious. And he did have very smart people around him, but they had a radical left culture, and they were very bad for this country. This country would not have survived 2 more years if one of them got elected. I know people that are 95 years old that are sharp as...
Wow. Biden.
Yeah, well, R.I.P., I guess.
Yeah. So let's real quick go into this because we're running toward the end of our second hour, Shady. But the radical Democrats, they all want to impeach Trump. Let's hear what President Trump has to say about that.
You think if the Democrats win in the midterms, at least one house of Congress, they're going to try to impeach you?
Well, I've done a great job as president. They say I've had the best first year of any president in history, and I think I have. If you look, I settled 8 wars, biggest tax cuts ever. Right now, we have more under construction with the factories, the car plant. They're all moving back into the country. They were stolen from us over a 40-year period. They're all coming back from Germany, from Canada, from Mexico, from Japan. I think I had the greatest first year that we've
But
had.
you think they may come after you again?
Well, they'll find something. Like I did an interview with you, and because I did the interview, let's impeach him or something.
Anything out there that Americans are going to be surprised about that
shouldn't
you're
do
going?
it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, they shouldn't do it. And that's one of the things. I didn't do it for that reason, but it bothers me that somebody's going after Bill Clinton.
You think if the Democrats win in the midterms, at least one House of Congress, they're going to try to impeach you?
Well, I've done a great job as president. They say I've had the best first year of any president in history, and I think I have. If you look,
Shady, take over because my camera just fell.
Oh no! Well,
I'm all discombobulated.
We're going to focus on how Shady has used his discombobulator on Jeffrey in the Matrix to impale his camera and make it fall down behind. Why don't you just come on back, Jeff? Let's just see you put it back together wherever it's coming from. You guys, I tell you, you want to talk about it in all seriousness. You cannot love this man enough, and you cannot. I would not have predicted that we as the American people would be in such a good position within such a short amount of time. I'm getting rid of all the noise in my life, everyone. I want you to understand this. All of these people that have been making this noise around us for so long and trying to do everything in their power to not only stop the two of us from doing what we're doing, which is trying to help people understand something. Oh, God forbid we try to come in and help someone to understand what it is that's going on. But it's even bigger than that. The reasoning being is that because whenever all of us stand on a principle, when you stand up for something, people are going to come after you. And that doesn't really matter what it is. Anything that you decide to stand up for and anything that you decide to defend, you are going to have people come at you. You just really aren't. None of us were really prepared for the idea that they were going to come after us for wanting America to be great. Effectively, at the end of the day, they're coming after us because we want free enterprise. We want the monopoly ruined. I want the monopoly upended. I want the people that are privy to the monopoly to have to compete with the American industry of innovation and of curiosity and of excellence, because they can't compete. These people that make these products that you've been eating your whole life that are poisonous can't compete with real food. The people that are engineering drugs they're giving you that don't work, that debilitate your system as opposed to harm you, can't compete with things that really work like ivermectin. These different things, given the proper environment for competition to truly exist, I say to you in my statement, truth and transparency in government is the only path to real freedom. Truth and transparency in government is the only path to real freedom. That's what we need. That's what we're fighting for. And the funny thing is, Jeff, these people that are on the other side, they get transparency. And when they get transparency, they spin it and they try to pretend like the transparency is someone trying to obfuscate.
Yeah. Crazy.
It's crazy. It's inverted. It's perfectly inverted, and it's projection. They took that clip where he was talking about the National Guard troops right there. They took that clip and they're weaponizing it today on Twitter, acting like that clip was relevant to him saying that we are standing down ICE enforcement in major blue cities. He never said anything to do with ICE enforcement, and that he's saying to do with National Guard being drawn down in places where there's not needed and amped up in places where it is. But they take that clip, Disclosed TV on Twitter, Rapid Response already had to go after these idiots after they get 500,000 clicks.
Yep. Let's see if this works now. Nope, it doesn't work. Yeti.
It says what matters is Epstein and eggs.
Eggs, Shady.
I think you might be right.
People are asking earlier, Shady Groove, that, why does Trump do it? And I'm going to show you why Trump does it. He told you today. Are you ready? I'm ready.
On that momentous day in 1776, this is so much easier. It takes real talent to do the other. The other is much more talent, but that's why we're president, I think. But we have very important words to say, and this is such an important group. And we have plenty of time to say it, because when it comes to religion, I have all the time. I'm one of the few that say we have all the time in the world. But on that momentous day in 1776, history changed forever when our founders proclaimed the immortal truths that echoed around the world and down all the way through time. They declared that all of us are made free and equal by the hand of our Creator. A lot of presidents refuse to say that. They refuse to say that. Some refuse. Some major politicians refuse to say the word God. They don't want to say it. I say it. That we are endowed with our sacred rights to life, liberty, and not by government, but by God Almighty Himself. And those words rang out from Philadelphia and launched a revolution, not just in America, but in the hearts of all humanity. The principles of the Declaration of Independence, which is one of three, sitting right beautifully in the Oval Office. I took it out of the vaults, and it's beautiful. It's beautifully protected, and it's a magnificent document. I stare at it all the time, and I read it as often as I can. A true, brilliant work of art. They've stirred the spirit of patriots in every nation, liberated millions from tyranny, and lifted billions from poverty.
That's why he fights.
That's exactly why he fights. For us, for you, for the American excellence. He's not fighting for diversity. He's not fighting for the he, hers, him, it's. He's fighting for excellence. It's up to you to be excellent. Okay, you have the opportunity to be excellent. But I'm sorry to say, but second rate is no good. It's just no good. It's never been good. And if you settle for second best, then what else would you settle for? You see, you aim high. Sometimes we miss, but you always aim high. Your cynicism teaches you that you don't deserve what it is you do deserve. Therefore, you never go get it.
Yeah. And Shady Group, that wraps our show today. I think that came around full circle. Everything that we reported on today, we went into some deeper dives on the explanations. We discombobulated everybody and had a good time, didn't we? Shady Group, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for having some common sense and for getting out of the noise and down to the conversation, because within the conversation, we can make extreme progress. And what we're planning on doing, with the future of the country and the future of information is much different than what's been done in the past.
And guys, thank you very much. Fear not, guys. Do not fear. Okay, put the armor of God on. We've got this. It's spiritual. We're enemy that we cannot see, but we are fighting it every day right here on the MG Show, aren't we, Shady Groove?
Absolutely. Much love to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for supporting independent citizen patriot journalism here at the MG Show. Go check out our website. We're doing some new stuff.
Yeah. And tips on the way out. We love them. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, love them.
God bless you all.
Fear not brothers, fear not sisters. We are not helpless in this fight. The veil is tearing, truth is blistering. Enough must see to bring the light. They hid the shadows, buried the deeds, but the gift is here. Vision we need, illumination burning through the lies they've spun. Their dark actions now on full display, undone. People are waking up in masses, no longer blind, no longer sleeping through the night. Eyes wide open, hearts on fire. The deception crumbles in the blaze of truth's light. Fear not, we rise. Have faith in humanity, have faith in you. Let the light guide us through. Do you think it's coincidence they lock the doors, ban the faithful from the house of the Lord? Anti-American, anti-God agenda in plain sight, trying to kill the spirit, dim the guiding light. One must only look, it's all there to see. The war on freedom, the war on you and me. But chains are breaking, darkness retreats. The people are standing on their God-given feet. People are waking up in masses, no longer blind, no longer slaves to the night. guide us through. Find peace through prayer, kneel and proclaim this is biblical. We're called by name, the storm may rage, but the dawn is breaking. Trumpets of truth, the sleepers are waking. Fear not, we are not helpless enough. Have seen it's the only way. Vision is ours, illumination stays. Darkness falls as America prays. Let light guide you, let faith be your shield. The republic stands, the awakening is real. Fear not, we rise in his name.
Thank you all for joining us today. www.mg.show. Boom.